Hi there, CJ here again. So in this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to shading. Okay, so for both, so any type of shading really, ombre, powder brow, or lip shading, or even eyeliner shading. Okay, so like for the smoky eye effect, right? So now, what you can need is just a regular, pencil like this, and just, a piece of paper to practice. Okay. So now, when you hold this pencil up here, right, instead of holding like you would normally do with a pencil, right, when you write, so there's a particular way that you need to do. Okay. So now, if you hold your pencil with the other hand, right, one hold pencil, and then your index finger is going to point down the same way with your pencil. So you're going to point straight down to the floor. And then your middle finger is going to support the pencil. And then your thumb is just going to hold on to it so that, the pencil doesn't fall, right? Now, the palm of your hand here, the palm of your hand needs to be facing down to the surface. Okay, so the client's face, or in this case, it's going to be, the table just there, right? So the palm is not going to be doing this. Why? Because we want this pencil to be able to swing like so. Okay, now if you do this, it's going to be incorrect, right? It's going to be sideways. So you want this pencil to be at a 90-degree. Okay, all right. So mainly when you do this action, so what we call it a pendulum action, okay, you're going to be using only your index finger and your middle finger to do the swing like this, right? So your thumb is just there to just, make sure that the machine or your pencil is not going to fall, right? Now, your ring finger here is not going to be active. Now, some people would prefer to tuck it in like this. Some people would just let it hang out, right? Or so whatever you do with this ring finger, what you need to know is that it's not supposed to be held stiff to your middle finger like this, because then you will lack the swing movement. Make sense? So you want to be able to swing quite freely with just the middle finger and the index finger. Okay. Now, your pinky here has a job. Your pinky is going to be resting on the surface, like your client's face, right? On the forehead, you can stand it up like this, right? Or you can just use the back of your pinky. So people that have long nails, right? It's not gonna work with this. So I strongly recommend that you have shorter nails. Okay. Okay. All right, so now this pendulum action, okay, so basically what it is that the pencil, right, it's going to be standing right on the skin at the back of, let's say you practice at the back of your hand, it's going to swing up and then brush down and touch the skin, and it comes off. Now, as it swings forward, it does not touch the skin. Yeah, it does not touch the skin, and when it swings back, it touches the skin. Not touch, touch, not touch, touch, not touch, touch. Yeah, so one way, one, one. You will hear the sound. Swing, 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 swing. Okay. Now, when you get better, you're gonna go real fast like this. Now, it might look like I'm doing this, right? It might look like I'm doing this, but I'm not doing this, as in the pencil, right? It's not supposed to be on the skin the whole time. So it comes off, swings down, swings up. Swing down, swings up. Okay, so pendulum action. Swing, 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 swing. Okay? So let's see what it looks like when I'm doing it on a piece of paper. Okay, so swing, swing, swing. As I'm lowering it down gently, slowly, swing it, lower it down, go lower, lower, swing, 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 and then touch, touch, touch. So just one way, okay? So it's not like this, right? Now, when you practice, right, you want to make sure that you just hear very gentle, light scratches, right? Very light sound like this. And you will see the pencil is not very dark. If you do this, that means if it was a real machine, this one you had gone way too deep, and this one is going to heal very bad. You can cause scarring as well, right? So practice very light pressure. So start swinging, right? Start swinging first, and then you slowly go down, slowly go down. And as soon as you hear that you're scratching the surface, you can see that the pencil is on the paper. Then you stop going lower or deeper. Like this is bad. This is bad, okay? So you want very, very light. So this is bad, this is good. Swinging first. And as you touch, stop lowering it, very light. Okay. Now moving on to the next bit of the exercise, okay? So I want you to just like draw a little section, okay? Just like about 1 centimeter wide, right? Okay, and then start shading inside this shape, right? But now when you shade, you want to kind of like line up, spread out the lines. So one, and then next one right next to it, right next to it, right next to it, right next to it, like this, right? Right next to it, right next to it, right next to it, right? Just like that. So I'm gonna start from this outline to the other outline, okay? Start shading, swing first, right? Swing. Okay, so now, right, as you can see, I have filled out just a little bit there already, right? And then, so first I started from this line, right? And then come to this one. Now this time I'm gonna go back, you know, reverse. So start from here, go back there. Swing first. So basically I'm blending. Okay, all right, so now we just finished that little section. So as you can see at the beginning, oh, sorry, at the beginning here, right, it gets a little bit darker, and right here it gets a little lighter, right? So now when we move on to the new section, we have to overlap it. So we're gonna start our shading somewhere around here where it's starting to get a bit lighter. Make sense? So again, I'm gonna go So I start aiming my needle or my pencil around there. Start swinging. So start filling in that shape. All right. So from left to right, and now from right to left. Okay, now, as you can see, right, now this one looks a bit more even, right, and then now it's get lighter, right, so I'm gonna continue. But next section, so I'm gonna need to kind of overlap it a little bit. So instead of starting here, I'm gonna have to start around here. So from left to right and then right to left. All right, so there you go, right? Okay, so now, so that is just one way, right? So we were going just one direction. Now, there's also another way of doing this as well. I mean, a combination of the two together. It's called cross hatching, right? So basically, instead of going just one direction like this, we're gonna go this way as well, right? Or sometimes we can go this way, right? And then this way. Does that make sense too? Make sure it's all blended really well. So for example, just gonna do this way, kind of diagonal. So start swinging. So I start here, right, and then I'm moving towards this bit. Then the other way. You don't always have to do both ways, okay? This is just an example. Right. So now you will see this area is a lot more well blended now after I cross hatched everything, right? Now just think of this as an, you know, this is the body of the eyebrow, this is the head of the eyebrow where it gets lighter. So this is how we kind of create the ombre effect, but this is not it. Yeah, but we will discuss more, you know, during class, okay? So yeah, give it a try, okay? Now I'm gonna show you what it's like to actually to shade an eyebrow with, you know, this practice, this pencil. So with this one, I'm gonna just do one way. Yeah, I'm just gonna do one way starting from the tail, right? So I'm gonna start from this outline, which is on the top right here. Okay, and then I'm gonna go towards this one. So start swinging and then slowly lower it down. Now moving on to the next section a little bit. Oh, sorry. So from left to right, and then from right to left, yeah? So from left, start from here. To the right side, and then from the right side, come back to the left side. Okay, so you can see, right, it gets dark and then it's get lighter. So now we have to overlap it. Okay, now next little section. From right to left, then, well, from left to right, and then now right to left again. Now, in real life, when you do the machine, it's actually going to be a pixelation. It's going to be little dots everywhere, right? It's not going to look like this, so it's going to be completely different. But this is just to give you an idea, right, of the whole process. So start from left to right. If you notice that my swing is very consistent, right, I'm not doing fast and then slow. If you want to have a consistent result, your movement must be consistent as well. Yeah, so I'm not going to do the whole thing because, you know, don't want you to just keep watching me doing this. It gets a little boring. I hope you get the idea of the movement, the action, right? So if it was the lip, so let's say this is the lip shading, right? So similar technique in terms of shading. Right, but there's so much more to it when it comes to lip shading or eyeliner shading. Okay, but just the basic idea of the shading is the same. The basic technique of the shading is the same, but there are many other things that you would have to learn in order to do you know, different treatments differently. Okay, all right, hope this helps for you to get all warmed up and, you know, ready for class. Just keep practicing, okay, whenever you have time. This is going to help when you come to class. All right, thank you.